guarantee no one will laugh at this one, right? Catholic guy goes into the confessional. He notices on one side a fully equipped bar with Guinness on tap. On the other wall is a dazzling array of the finest Cuban cigars. Then the priest comes in. Father, forgive me, for it's been a long time, a very long time, since I've been to confession. But I must first admit that the confessional box is much more inviting these days. The priest replies, get out, you're on my side. I thought it was brilliant. I'm sorry. I know it's sad. Right. I'll explain how I know. Today, I'm going to read a couple of verses from John chapter 4. And I'm going to read it from the Message version. So basically, John chapter 4, starting at the beginning, this is what it says. Jesus realized that the Pharisees were keeping count of the baptisms that he and John performed, although his disciples, not Jesus, did the actual baptizing. They had posted the score that Jesus was ahead, turning him and John into rivals in the eyes of the people. So Jesus left the Judean countryside and went back to Galilee. To get there, he had to pass through Samaria. He came into Sychar, a Samaritan village that bordered the field Jacob had given his son Joseph. Jacob's well was still there. Jesus, worn out by the trip, sat down at the well. It was noon. A woman, a Samaritan, came to draw water. Jesus said, would you give me a drink of water? His disciples had gone to the village to buy food for lunch. The Samaritan woman, taken aback, asked, how can you, a Jew, are asking me, a Samaritan woman, for a drink? Jews in those days wouldn't be caught dead talking to Samaritans. Jesus answered, if you knew the generosity of God and who I am, you would be asking me for a drink, and I would give you fresh living water. The woman said, sir, you don't even have a bucket to draw with, and this well is deep. So how are you going to get this living water? Are you a better man than our ancestor Jacob, who dug this well and drank from it, he and his sons and livestock, and passed it down to us? Jesus said, everyone who drinks this water will get thirsty again and again. Anyone who drinks the water I give will never thirst, not ever. The water I give will be an artesian spring within, gushing fountains of endless life. So, I may have just gone right over the top of your head, but what I'm going to do this morning, I'm going to talk about living water. The living water that Jesus is offering. Now, there's a reason why I've got a big T on that. That there is actually toilet water. I'm serious, it's toilet water, right? That there is proper toilet water. In fact, it probably tastes a bit. That is proper water. And I'll explain what that one is in a minute. I have to put a T so I don't get mixed up. So the last thing I want to do is drink toilet water. But it reminds me, people who drink, right? This is how delicate people are when they've had a drink, right? I remember one work's partying up with me and my mate. And we were in, as it was known then, as the Black Prince. It was after work, Christmas party. And we were drinking very heavily. So he goes into the toilets now, and in the urinal, the little things that make the toilet smell nice, channel box it called. It was in the shape of a cube, and it was yellow. He was so drunk, he thought it was pineapple. So he picked it up and put it in his mouth. Needless to say, he didn't make the rest of the day. But how daft you do? See, you wouldn't do something like that when you're sober, would you? You wouldn't do, and this is why I think people who drink are mental. He came up, he said, and he was so excited, I just had a pineapple chunk. I said, get out of your mouth, it's from the toilet. And I don't know how many people have been in the toilet. So this is what I'm talking about this morning, is toilets. Toilets. So I'm cutting you off your dinner, so I get the feast. I got to thinking, see, right? This water here, that comes from a tap, which is actually pretty revolting from the water. But that's fresh water, yeah? But that fresh water has to come from somewhere. Now most of us don't even think about it. But you normally drink recycled water which comes from your toilet. And I know that because I've got all the notes by hand. This is what happens when you go digging. Now I'm not going to read all this. There's no need for me to read it all, right? But the idea is, it goes down the toilet, goes through pipes, it goes through all different filters and stuff, then it goes through a water treatment plant, and then it comes out the other side, clean water. Everybody happy with that? No, you won't. I'm off and living water. I just want to read this survey there. Now, don't go, this is real survey, right? According to a 2007 World Health Organization report, 1.1 billion people, that's 1/6 of the population, 1 in every 6 people, lack access to an improved drinking water supply. 88% of the 4 billion annual cases of diarrhea are attributed to unsafe water and inadequate sanitation and hygiene. And 1.8 million people die. 1.8 million people die from diarrheal diseases each year. The World Health Organization estimates that 94% of these cases are preventable through modifications to the environment, including access to safe water. Now what's that going to do anything? Well, toilet water there is very much like sin. That there is sin, right? When we are born, when the water gets into that toilet, the minute it hits the toilet, it becomes contaminated. The minute we're born into sin. There's no way around it. We can't do anything about it. We're just born into it. It's come all the way from Adam, and we're just born into it. And as that water can do nothing about it, when it's in the toilet, we can do nothing about it. It's there. I see. So we're born into the sin. And what happens then is we get flushed, and we start going through the pipes of life. And we've got people peeing on us, and we've got people pooping on us, and we've got rubbish thrown at us, and we've got all these things that come against us, and you know, it's just really bringing us down. I don't think, if anyone was really, really honest, they couldn't say that their life was just the best life ever. They couldn't say it. Because see, life without God is meant to bring you down. See, the devil is meant to bring you down. That's his job description. That's his goal in life, is to bring you down. But Jesus said, I want to take you from the toilet water and I want to make you into beautiful drinking water. So how does it happen? Well, you've got to go through a water treatment plant. But before you get to a water treatment plant, you have to go through all this. There is pre-treatment, pH adjustment, flocculation, sedimentation, filtration. You get the idea? There's a lot. See, we take things like this for granted. We turn the tap on, we just drink it. But to get it, you've got to go through an awful lot. Now, it's like that with coming to Jesus. It took an awful lot. And Christians can take it for granted. You know, we get saved, thank the Lord, I'm saved. But it took a lot. It took Jesus dying on the cross to make us pure and living drinking water.